My name is Rędzikowska. My friends call me Kęsik, and I have 20 plus years in leading teams. What does it mean? First of all, that I'm not so young, and second of all, that I have 20 plus years of experience in making mistakes. So today I tell you about some of the mistakes. So once upon a time, I decided that I wanted to run a marathon with my team, but I forgot that I'm only one person capable of doing this. The rest of them can't even walk. But let's start from the beginning. I came to the team, new team. Okay, they weren't new, I was new to the team. And I told them, okay, I'm a new Scrum Master. And what does Scrum Master do? I will show you your data. And the situation looks like when you receive the call from your husband or wife and you hear, we need to talk. And you know that you did something wrong, even if you did nothing, right? So the feeling was the same, anxiety, and they didn't want to work with me. So that was the first mistake. I had to do first step back. So first of all, I need to build a trust if I want to talk with them about any metrics. So how I build the trust with the team? I have my favorite way, so I use 12 rules of measurement. I hope that you are familiar with Management 3.0 because the 12 rules are from there. 12 rules of measurement. Those are the rules. All of them are equal, but are guiding you what metrics should contain to make them good. So I bring to the table the rules. I explained to the team how I see the metrics, they saw my perspective, and I asked them which one rule resonate with you the most. So the people felt hurt, and I could hear the fears of the people, because they nominate the points because of the different reasons, but mostly because someone before hurts them due to some metrics. So this team told me, please, don't connect metrics to rewards. So for me, that was the information that I need to be fully careful about this and repeat to them that no one will connect these metrics to rewards. I want to use it for you to seek for improve and to be better as a team. So having that, I could show the metrics now. But also, during the working with the metrics with the team, another struggles appear. So I have my cookbook. The different methods that I used during the time depends on the situation. Sometimes I had to repeat to them who sees the metrics to build the trust, to repeat them that they can feel safe, that this is only for them because they own the metrics, one of the rules of the 12 rules for measurement. Also, it was once, but for the few months situation, when I was repeating and why I was starting each retrospective from prime directive, because suddenly Daniel told me that they are all against us, the full company, and all our bad numbers, he interpreted that these bad numbers, are because of them. It's their fault, not ours, but their fault. So we need to start from repeating that we truly believe that everyone did the best job they could. And you can say, okay, you told this once to the team, why had you repeat this each week, each second week on each retrospective? Because sometimes you need to do this and repeat, because situation was tough. But after a time, during this all improvements, they start to believe and we stop using this, but it's good to have it. And just to repeat that I really truly believe and I act like this, that we all do the best job. So I'm here to work with metrics, not to judge you, but to work towards improvements. And the last one, lately I use it the most with the team. This is the Levin's law. As a mathematician, I love this type of the science. And here we can see that the behavior of people depends on the person and environment. So if you would like to influence the behavior, you can influence the person or influence the environment. And trying to influence the person, change the person is very tough. But if you influence the environment, change the environment, then you can influence the behavior much more easier. And why I show this to the people when I talk about the metrics? Because I want to encourage the team to work about the system. So we look at the metrics not to find guilty people. I look at the metrics with them to find the holes in the system, how we can change the system. So they are encouraged to look with me because they are not looking for people, they are looking for the system, places in the system that we can together change. So that's my cookbook. So with this, I could do another step. So I told them it's time for retro, so now it's time for your data, and they are open. So great, I brought the data, so I showed them the throughput, and I asked who would like to interpret the data. So I have a team, I have in team Jarek, and Jarek is always engaged and always happy to try something. So Jarek said, I will do this. And Jarek said, we are growing. For people who know throughput is not about growing. But then I learned that I did another mistake because I never taught people how to read charts. They were open to work with metrics, but they have no idea how to do this. So I did the step back, and I remembered that I need to make it easy. So how to make it easy? I did the workshop to learn people by answering the 3 questions. First of all, what data do we collect and why? So as a Scrum Master, I presented them that I will start from the cycle time and throughput. Those are 4 metrics from Kanban. So I explain how we build cycle time, how we build throughput. They understand from where the data came from. So now we can go further. And then Paweł told me, you have wrong data. I'm the mathematician. How can I have wrong data? And he said, because we don't update Jira. So you know the situation, right? But when I explained them how I want to use the data, how we together can use the data, they started to update the Jira, and I didn't have this problem anymore. So that was only the obstacle in the way, but we resolved it quite fast. Of course, always someone forgot something, but it's not that the whole team don't update the Jira. But that was the next lesson learned. So the second point during the workshop, how do we read charts? So now I explain on the chart what we see there, what is the throughput, cycle time, everything. So then Jarek again, okay, I can try again. So please, Jarek, do this. And Jarek said, okay, the data looks then, and because this is my fault, because this refactor is supposed to take 2 weeks and it took 6 months. And of course, partially he was right. He was, the refactor took 6 months instead of 2 weeks, because you never know what you don't know. So he opened the box and that was disaster. But I don't use data to look for guilty people. So then I realized that again, that was my mistake. I never learned people what questions they can ask to read the data. So they understand what they see, but they don't know what they can read from these charts. So I added to the workshop, it was the second part of the workshop, what questions should we ask when we see the data? And my role there is to help them to read the data, not to give my assumption, but to facilitate the discussion. So this is just some set of the questions. But what is important here, I just want to show you one question. What trends or patterns do we see? So I ask people, please choose the question and try to answer. Choose the question and try to answer. So based on that, we try one by one to learn what we can see on the charts. Because if you never did it, it was really tough. So coming back to the first metaphor, if I build the trust, so people start to believe that they can run marathon. And now they knew how to run the marathon. So they know how to do this exercise to be able to run marathon. So I prepared this, we were ready, we were capable of doing things. So after a while, after deciding of some improvements, we decided that let's check the progress. So then Luke told me, Luke is my favorite senior architect, that, dear Scrum Master, we did nothing. We had more important things to do than your improvements. So again, lesson learned, because what I did wrong, I didn't choose things that are useful for them. I choose things that I saw that are useful. But what is important if you would like to communicate metrics to build engagement, two things to use, to choose the things that are important for your people. So how to keep it useful? First of all, you can have a look in the team. So the person who always challenge your ideas. So look always, when I propose something in the team, ask, why we do this? Why do you propose this? But I know that it's not because he's against me. He is very, he take care very much of his time. Because he's senior architect, he's very experienced, and he has a lot of on his plate. So he take care about his time. So he don't want to do shitty job. So he always asks me. And thanks to that, I always need to be prepared to answer what benefits they will receive thanks to some actions. And that's great, because I know that I have Luke, and Luke always asks me this question. But even if Luke is not there, Luke is on holidays, then I know that I need to have this answer. So also, we reframe our retrospective. So I start from the question, what irritates my team? What do you dislike? So having that, we can go deeper. So what are the symptoms of this dislike? And then we can define the problem based on these symptoms. Because if we miss these things and I just ask them, oh, what is your problem? I receive definitely different answers, but I want to find the root cause of the things. So thanks to that, when I have this root cause, I can set a goal with them. And thanks to that, we touch what is really important for my team. And when I have it, I ask them, okay, which metric we can use to follow if we improve towards the goal? Which metric we can check to see if we are better in that? So we are not choosing metric just to have metric, but metric supports our action and give us quick and often information. Another rule from 12 rules of measurement. But here is the game changer, because those questions are not so person. But here is the person question which change our game. I ask them, how will you know if things are better? And then people start to discuss. And plenty of times we realized that we need to change our metric that we choose. We need to change our goal. Or we need even sometimes change our problem, because this is not what is really matters for us. So I really love this question, because then we can catch what is really important. And then it's time for defining improvements. So when we have the improvement, we implement improvements and monitor the metrics. So thanks to that, we have this working with metrics on a daily basis, and we are still focusing on the problem which is important for the team. After a while, we are coming back during retrospective, and we are checking if we resolve the problem and what metrics shows to us. So to keep it going, so if you would like to run a marathon, it's not enough to know what you need to practice. You need to practice. So you need to run each second or each few days to be able to run. So you need to find your routine. And we found it. So of course, we had our retrospective. But what was very beautiful, when I did the workshop with the team about how to read the metrics, what the questions we can ask, when we went deeper, the team proposed to have the metric meeting outside of the retrospective. So yes, they like retrospective because they see that it gives them the good things, but outside of this, they would like to go deeper into the metrics topic. And it wasn't the proposition from me as a Scrum Master, it wasn't the proposition from the product owner to check the product metrics. The developers really started to enjoy the process, and they wanted to learn more. After the half year, we stopped this meeting because they feel fulfilled, and we put this in the other routine. So currently, we use Thursday Daily. So each Thursday Daily, we extend this meeting to check our current metrics to see and do some action based on the metric. Because each action, each metric, each reason why we have metric requires different routines. So this is our routine currently. So now we are capable, so we can say that we run a marathon with the team, and we want more. So to sum up this, I would like to say to you that research shows that we can enjoy to learn almost anything. So even if your people think that they hate metrics, or even if you think that you hate something, or hate running, or hate cooking, or anything, you can start to really like it, but as long as progress comes in small, visible steps. But what is important here, and is also my lesson learned from working with the team, this small, visible step must be small and visible, not for people who want to encourage you, but for people who hate something or who is not encouraged yet. So I had some, in my head, small steps, but they wasn't enough small for my team. So I needed to do some small steps back, and then do this enough small steps with my team, so to have them with me, and then I encourage them to be with me with working with metrics, and now they enjoy this and they are really curious about what next. So remember, build trust, keep it easy, and make it useful. Thank you very much.
If you would like to ask questions, Slido is a good place to do this. I have one question for you right now. When the people saw these metrics and was afraid of it, how you talk with them to stop be afraid of data?
This is why I use these 12 rules of metrics. So of course, when first time I showed them and they were scared, it was I like them. They just do the selfie. I don't have fun. I need to stop the meeting because they were closed. I need the second round, so it was additional meeting when we just had the discussion, dedicated discussion for these 12 rules for measurement. So just new opening, 12 rules just to discuss, no data from them, just new space, new opening.
Okay, next one. Did you observe any undesirable behaviors when measuring metrics?
How to interpret this question?
Maybe I only can suppose that it could be about people influencing metrics in the wrong way, for example. Mm-hmm.
That's a very nice question in that way, because many times we are afraid that people will play with the metrics and they will start to influence them just to make us happy. But again, I will come back to these 12 rules of measurement, because one of the rules say that we should not set the target on the metric. So we choose the goal, the direction, and metrics show us if we are going toward this goal. So then you don't have the precise number that you would like to achieve. So for example, because I was talking about throughput and cycle time, there is no perfect number of throughput, perfect number of cycle time. So we're just checking, and thanks to the questions, I have the question that, okay guys, how do you feel with this cycle time? Is it okay? Is it too long? Is it too short? So this is based on the discussion, so no one is aiming for some special number. So then people don't play with this.
Okay, maybe one more. What metric do you think is most important for the team?
The most important is also, again, 12 rules for measurement, and maybe one disclaimer. It's not the best set of the rules. It's some set of the rules, good enough to start discussion with the team. But as I use it the most, so I'm the most familiar, there is also one of the rule which says delight all the stakeholders. So it means that you shouldn't measure only from one direction. So for me personally, the most important is to see things from different directions. So I'm a Scrum Master, so I'm checking the progress of the health of the process. But for me, it's also important to see how the product goes, how the code quality goes. So I need different perspectives. Because if, for example, we only look for the throughput, so people can aim to have smaller tasks, so the throughput will go up. But then we can suddenly see that the tasks don't give the value to the end user anymore because people start to divide the keys so much. So then it doesn't make any sense, right?
Right.
So different perspectives always.
Okay, thank you very much.